Your doctor probably checks your cholesterol, your blood pressure, maybe your blood sugar. But after 40, none of those predict how long you'll live, as well as one number almost nobody measures: muscle mass, specifically how much lean tissue you carry and how strong it is. Here's the part most people miss. After age 30, you lose roughly 3 to 8% of your muscle per decade. After 60, it accelerates. This is called sarcopenia, and it's not just about looking softer. It's a medical condition linked to falls, fractures, insulin resistance, and early death. A 2014 study in the American Journal of Medicine followed over 3,600 older adults. The ones in the highest quartile of muscle mass had significantly lower all-cause mortality than those in the lowest. Not body weight, not BMI. Muscle. Muscle is metabolically active tissue. It pulls glucose out of your blood. It stores amino acids. It produces signaling molecules called myokines that talk to your brain, your immune system, and your fat cells. When you lose muscle, you lose all of that. Grip strength alone, a crude proxy for total muscle function, predicts mortality better than systolic blood pressure in some studies. Let that sit for a second. There's a concept called the muscle reserve. Think of it like a savings account. The more muscle you build in your 30s, 40s, and 50s, the more you can afford to lose later without becoming frail. The person who reaches 70 with strong legs can stand up from a chair, catch themselves from a fall, and recover from surgery. The person who reaches 70 weak often can't. One hospital stay can end their independence. This is why hospitals are starting to measure something called the sit-to-stand test. How many times you can stand from a chair in 30 seconds. It's a snapshot of your muscle reserve, and it predicts how well you'll age more than almost any blood marker. So what actually builds and protects muscle after 40? Two things mostly: resistance training and protein. Resistance training means anything that forces your muscles to work against a load. Weights, bands, body weight. The dose that works is roughly 2 to 3 sessions per week, hitting all major muscle groups, taken close to muscular failure. Protein is the other half. Most adults undereat it, especially older adults. The research suggests around 1.2 to 1.6 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight per day for people over 40 who want to preserve muscle. That's higher than the standard recommendation, which was set decades ago for the bare minimum to avoid deficiency, not for thriving. For a 70-kilogram adult, that's about 85 to 110 grams per day. Spread across 3 or 4 meals, each meal should have roughly 30 to 40 grams of protein to trigger muscle protein synthesis. The combination matters. Protein without resistance training mostly turns into fuel. Training without enough protein leaves you breaking down faster than you rebuild. You need both. Cardio is not a replacement. Running, cycling, and walking are good for your heart and brain, but they don't build the lean tissue that protects you in old age. You need to lift something heavy regularly for the rest of your life. If you're starting late, that's fine. Studies on adults in their 70s and 80s show meaningful muscle gains within 12 weeks of starting resistance training. The body responds. It just needs the signal. One actionable takeaway: this week, pick 2 days. On each day, do 3 exercises: a squat or sit-to-stand variation, a push movement like a push-up, and a pull movement like a row with a band. 3 sets of each. That's the floor. Build from there.